Hello and welcome to this week's edition of the Thursday Nighter. It's I'm back.
Aha!
Hey!
Yeah,
We've
boy.
got rid of the Continentals.
Yeah, the bit of parity has been restored, and I'll stop using football cliches, I suppose. Yeah,
It's a bit better. It feels better now I'm back.
it
Although
does.
we did have quite good viewing figures last week, which did frustrate me a little bit.
Did it
so I
upset you,
wasn't-
Hayden?
It
Got the
did.
Welsh on
I was
board last week.
yeah. To think that the Welsh are outperforming the English and the Brummies, it's not
Well,
great.
you know,
thing.
there's a real chance of that at the Euros in there as well. Let's not forget that.
Let's not discuss that.
Yeah, let's
Touched
not
a
even
nerve.
entertain that idea.
Okay.
I'd like to say we've got a guest this week, but it's more of a it's more like a turd you've stepped in and it's on the bottom of your shoe all the time.
Yeah, he's back.
He's back.
I thought he said that.
He's
You know, I
back like a
can
bad
leave
stink
if you want. Shall we go?
that you just can't get
I'm
rid
off.
of.
I'm out.
He's back. Elliot, say hello.
Hello.
Oh, hello, hello,
Ooh,
hello,
hello, very seductive. Hello,
hello.
Hello there.
Mr. Cockney Corner there.
Yeah.
How's it going?
As a guy, you slag.
Right. So
That's all right.
we're not going to lie. It's been a very, very busy week of football this week, hasn't it, guys?
Yes, some
Very.
turbulence in the world of football.
And more off the pitch than on.
Yes,
It might be said
Yeah,
as
yeah,
well.
Definitely.
it
Um,
might well be said. Yeah.
It might well be said.
It is being said.
It has been said. So what we're going to start with this week?
Let's talk about the Liverpool.
Liverpool, of course, Liverpool.
Yeah, let's talk about that protest.
So
got to be discussed.
obviously, for anyone that doesn't know, I'd expect most people do, but the Fenway Group raised certain tickets to £77 in the last couple of weeks. Liverpool fans weren't happy about it. Walked out 77th minute against Sunderland, 2-0 up, 2-2. Up to 10,000 were expected to have walked out on that evening. And then, was it yesterday? The U-turn?
Yeah, I believe
Yeah,
so.
it was
Yeah.
Yesterday, statement from the club, we're ever so sorry, scrapping that. There's certain tickets available for £9.50 in the stadium again. So Liverpool have won. Fan power
The fans have won. Yeah.
has worked. What do you think about the whole thing? Did that first of all? Did they have the right to protest?
Yes,
Elliot, did they have the
Yeah,
right?
definitely.
Why? Why do we think so?
I think if anything, Premier League fans
Mm.
are almost their own worst nightmare. I think they've allowed this to go on for such a long period of time now without doing anything about it. That they've it's been too easy for clubs to raise ticket prices and that sort of thing. And I think finally it was the straw that broke the camel's back, so to speak. And the Liverpool fans decided enough was enough.
Yeah.
I
And
think they just pushed their luck a bit too much. One of my mates said that some of the tickets were over £100 for a Category A game. I mean, like, fair enough, you're watching world class players, but you're only watching them for an hour and a half, aren't you? It's just-
I'd like to stop you there.
Yeah, mate.
Is Liverpool a place where you can find world-class players? 2 years ago, they had Luis Suarez, Steven Gerrard, the likes of Pepe Reina, who were all sort of thought to be number ones in their respective countries. And now, just those players alone, you bring them out, you've got Christian Benteke, Jordan Henderson, and Simon Mignolet. Are they world-class players? Are they?
Well,
Are
I saw a fan outside. I was on YouTube or something. It might have been on Facebook. I saw a fan outside Anfield moaning and saying £77 to go and watch Jordan Henderson and James Milner. You've got to be joking. And you've got to agree with him, man. You know, I think we've been sold this lie and this myth a little bit about the Premier League being, it's the best league in the world and everything. We've got the world's best players. That's nonsense. The world's best players are playing at Bayern Munich, Real Madrid, and Barcelona. There's no two ways about it. They're not playing. They're not playing in England. We had a chat last week, didn't we, Al, about there being like flair players and stuff in the Premier League. How many are left? There aren't that many, are there? So
I mean, I was referring to the opponents of Liverpool with the world class players.
What, Sunderland on the
themselves.
other day? Yeah.
I mean, Adam Johnson, he's going to be missed.
Keep it clean. Keep it clean.
yeah, let's be careful where we tread with Adam Johnson, please.
But yeah, I think that it's just not worth it, is it?
No.
At the end of the day, it's just
£77.
becoming stupidly unaffordable
Well-
to watch a football match, for God's sake.
Well, I go to Hereford a lot, as some people know, and you can get an adult season ticket there for as little as £80, and they regularly sell out. They've won. They up to the other week won 33 on the trot. They've got fantastic away following. So for the price of one Anfield experience, and these £77 tickets, where are they in the stadium? Are they COP or are they main stadium?
I
They
don't
are
know,
high-
mate,
I
to be
think
honest
they
with
were
you.
COP.
They were COP.
High-end,
Were they
yeah.
cop? Were they
High-end
really?
COP. So if you think about it logically, the most passionate fans are the ones that are being overpriced more. because the copies.
I'm not. I don't want to say you're wrong, but I'm not entirely sure that's correct.
What
about it
I
being
know
in the cop.
I'm not 100%.
I couldn't say. I'm sure I read somewhere that it was somewhere else in the stadium. But I couldn't necessarily tell you exactly where it is. But you're correct. You know, if it's a bit like, you know, United fans being charged more to go and stand in the Stretford.
I think it's regardless of where you sit, you shouldn't have to pay through the nose to see it. You're still watching the same thing.
Yeah,
the majority of the grounds nowadays, you know, the view is pretty much the same no matter where you are, isn't it?
Exactly.
It's
not... The only tickets I think should be cheaper are lower stand, where you're close to the pitch and the view isn't as good. Restricted view and family stand and disabled.
Yeah,
I think they should be cheaper.
Yeah, more for family discount.
Family discount and that. But obviously, they've had the. You know, we can get caught up on it. They have had the U-turn.
Brilliant.
And does that show that fans do have power? The power is with the fans, because we've seen negative fan protests. You know, the likes of Blackpool and Bolton now are really struggling, and their sort of fan protests haven't really done anything against some pretty dire owners. But this is a sensitive issue, and has it worked? And will the rest of the world take note now?
I think, in terms of that, places like Blackpool, the people that came in there wanted to turn it into a car park, and they were liquidating the club, didn't they? At the end of the day, I know it sounds harsh, but they couldn't care less what the fans think, do you? But in order to make Liverpool profitable, Liverpool and the Fenway Group, they still need the fans, don't they? They need them on board. Well, and like I said, if we're not careful, the Premier League will turn into like a TV league where because people just won't be able to afford to go.
I don't think the quote "football without fans is nothing" is in any way ambiguous.
No,
football without fans is just 22 overpaid men chasing the ball around the field.
Yeah, exactly.
People could say that with fans, but with fans, it just adds everything.
Yeah,
adds
exactly.
colour, noise, passion, demand. It adds
atmosphere.
Atmosphere.
It's, you know what? Throughout, you go to any ground, and there's a different atmosphere, and it's all to do with the fans.
We've discussed in the past, haven't we, as well, about like how live sport is addictive, and I sort of think that in a way that's where the fans have sort of got caught up in the fact that the idea of walking out of a match or not going for a game is so difficult for them to do because your routine. Like I heard Liverpool fans this week saying, some of them have had season tickets for 30 and 40 years.
Yeah.
It's like to suddenly break that mould and go, do you know what? We're not going to go this week or next season
leave early. Or
that's quite a big deal.
Well, that's another point. Anfield has never seen a protest from fans in the stadium, as in a displeasure to not watch the end. So this was a big deal. This wasn't Blackpool who were walking out or might still be walking out every week or whatever the situation. This was a big deal. I mean, this was does it show that because it was a bigger club with a bigger fan base, bigger press attention, bigger media pack there to see them walk? Is that why the effect was so prominent?
I think if you were the Fenway Group, you can't afford to have the bad PR, can you? The longer that drags out for, the only losers are the owners, I suppose.
Yeah.
I can't see how. I don't know, Al, what do you reckon? Is there any way out for them if they just continue to raise the ticket prices? I don't see how there is.
To be honest, like if they keep on rising the ticket prices, then they're going to generate less income. Because people just aren't going to pay for that, are they?
It's not even the income for them, though. The income comes from TV.
It's TV money, isn't it?
But it's the support, it's the mood around the club, isn't it?
The whole thing with Germany, like, I think I've said it like probably twice, 2-3 times now. But they have the right attitude because what's a couple of £100 to them or is next to nothing, especially with all the TV deals and everything. But
in terms of net spend. Sorry.
Put me off.
Sorry, my friend.
But to the fans, it's that's the difference between going to a game every time or going once a month or whatever.
I think it's important to forget that at the end of it, football is a working class game. It's
exactly.
Not. You can go to Chelsea or Man United or arguably Arsenal and see executive seats and foreigners and tourists and that's to be
Football
expected.
tourists.
But if you go to Rochdale or if you go to Bolton or if you go to
we're saying everywhere in the northwest.
No, I'm
trying to about Blackpool, Bolton, Rochdale,
Salford City.
Should we go to Stockport next as well? Should we just go through all the way around?
Go anywhere,
Preston.
even Birmingham or anywhere in the country, Leeds, Yorkshire. the majority of people who go to the games are people that like football because it was once affordable and it was once a thing that you could go and enjoy and relax and let off steam.
It comes back to like even playing the game. It's jumpers and goalposts. All you need is a football, isn't it? You don't need anything else, do you?
You don't need the most expensive boots or the best footballs or the best pitches. It was, back in the day, it was just this thing. It was a football and 11 men, and it's been so far distorted. And I'd like to say, well done to the Liverpool fans as well.
Yeah, definitely.
From a supporter of another club where there has been turmoil. I mean, every club has had.
As a Manchester United fan, I'll probably get a lot of stick from other United fans, but you've got to applaud Liverpool fans for doing it. They've taken a stand, and thank the Lord they have. It's somebody needed
as well.
They always see things through, don't they? And fair play to them. It's
needed to happen. Didn't it
did need to happen,
and it worked, which was. And you touched on Germany then, and how it's so different over there, and you can get season tickets for €180, and match day travel is free on if you've got a ticket across the tube station in a lot of Germany. And we saw Borussia Dortmund fans protesting the other day, throwing tennis balls onto the pitch. And that was actually to do with, they believe tennis is overpriced and corporate and blah. And that was a protest about the price of standing seats at an away fixture. The sitting seats, they were priced at $39.50 and the standing seats were priced at $19, just sort of a blanket price across. Yeah. So were they right to protest? Obviously, Germany have got it right and they've got it good. So were they right to protest?
Well, I suppose
one anomaly.
Yeah, I think their argument will be, if you put your foot down straight away, you stop this nonsense that happens in the Premier League from happening, don't you?
Yeah, I was going to say it's a slippery slope. So as soon as you stamp it out straight away, then you just laying down, just saying like we're not going to stand for that. Stuff like that.
And we were talking about world-class players. There's just as many world-class players in that league as there is in our league. So why do they get it so cheap? Why is it fair?
It's attitude, isn't it? I mean, they're not prepared to pay €39, whereas a lot of people are prepared to pay $2,000 for a season ticket at Arsenal, aren't they? I'm not saying, I'm not necessarily saying that that's a slur on Arsenal Football Club, but who's paying that £2,000? Are we talking about bankers who are rocking up there? And
I wouldn't be paying that, or my parents wouldn't be paying that.
Who's going to pay it? Who can afford to pay it? It's a lot of money, isn't it? It's
the local doctors and dentists.
All of them are
still care of doctors, especially this week.
So it's not fair. It's not right. But how is it going to change? We can look at examples all over Europe of where it is so much better there than it is in England. Obviously, the Liverpool thing was a good start. It was a good brought into the press attention and such. But can we sort of move it across all clubs, or will it still be expensive?
Well, I've read reports that they were encouraging the Arsenal fans and Leicester fans to do something similar in their game. Whether they will or not, this is the interesting thing. Like the Liverpool-Sunderland game, and no disrespect to those two clubs, but it's not as important in terms of the context of the league. I mean, Sunderland fans might argue against that because they're in a relegation battle. But Leicester and Arsenal they're they're the title contenders, aren't they? Obviously, you've got Leicester who are the bookies' favourites now, and Arsenal who are
just behind.
Far behind.
Are they driven up the prices just purely because of where they are in the league at the moment?
I just think, in general, the idea is that Arsenal is a particularly expensive place to go and watch your football, isn't it?
I think if there was one club we'd all think in the Premier League which was expensive, Arsenal would definitely be up there.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, when West Ham went down a few seasons ago, they raised the season ticket price.
Really?
Which is ridiculous.
That is outrageous.
You're seeing you're all right. You'll probably, more than likely you'll see them win a bit more, but that's.
I suppose the argument for that is that they've lost some of the Premier League money, so they need to recoup it from the fans.
Why should the fans be penalised just because
the
team is substandard?
I agree.
I agree. I'm just saying, that's their argument, I suppose.
But they don't have a leg to stand on.
No, they don't.
No, you're 100%.
You don't pay more for less, do you?
No, you don't.
That's with anything,
It's like going to the supermarket and buying a pack of 5 sausages and it costing you £2 more than a pack of 6. Doesn't make sense, does it?
Fantastic.
I don't have that problem with my uncle's butcher.
Yeah, I know. We've discussed this.
All right for some minute.
Yeah.
Plenty of meat
Right,
over there.
should we move on from the meat?
You actually had something you
Yeah,
wanted
all
to
day.
touch on today, didn't you, Tom?
Did I?
I think you did.
Did I?
Sure you said
Remind me of what it was.
I can't remember what it was.
Well, I've been something that has appeared to me
There we go.
over the last couple of days. Sorry, yeah, light bulb was just it's just blinged.
I've seen the light.
I was thinking in terms of the Euros this year. Will a side do a Leicester? Are we likely to see a side that's
To
got?
see a Greece.
Yeah, so a repeat
Greece.
of the Greece thing in the European Championships. Could we see a side like I like the look of Austria? I have to say.
Oh, right.
What was, who's the team that
Obviously,
knocked out-
Wales
that
will
knocked
feel
out
they could do it
Holland?
as well.
Was it Turkey?
Was it Turkey?
It may well have been, yeah. Turkey
Off the
always
top-
do pretty well in World
off the
Cups as
top of
well
my
when they
head.
qualify, don't they? So
That was it. But to go into that group, and they came first out of that group as
They
well.
did. They didn't just qualify. They
They
finished top, didn't
yeah, exactly.
they
So
smashed it up.
they're obviously going to have confidence. Whether that's a good thing or bad thing, we'll probably see.
So we've got the teams in front of us. We've got Albania, France, Romania, Switzerland, England, Russia, Slovakia, Wales, Germany, Northern Ireland, Poland, Ukraine, Croatia, Czechoslovakia, Spain, Turkey, Belgium, Italy, Ireland, Republic, Sweden, Austria, Hungary, Iceland, and Portugal. Any of those tickle your pickle?
I do like. Like I said, I do like the look of Austria. I do. Like they've got Arnautovic. They got who's the guy Alaba as well at Bayern.
Yeah.
Some good players.
I
haven't they?
think the left back at Leicester, Fuchs,
Fuchs.
and I'm not swearing.
Christian Fuchs or Fuchs.
Yeah, he's decent, isn't he? So
Yeah, he's been pretty ever present in that team on either side of Albrighton or Delayet or whoever's been playing. England chances,
Oh, I said it before. Semi-finals.
semi-finals.
semi-finals, do you
I
reckon?
think so. Yeah,
Semis
we got a good
Semis only. in
There's-
England,
there's
It's
isn't it?
quite a
interesting.
lot
I think we've become
talent
more
there.
and more pessimistic as England fans because I've been speaking to a lot of people who don't think
Yeah.
we're out of the group.
Oh, really?
Come on.
Who? What?
Well, I was going to
Honestly?
say, God help me and everything like this, but I thought Wales might get out. and
Yeah,
might do
I
reasonably
wouldn't
well.
be at all surprised if they turned us over. I really wouldn't.
Oh God, could you imagine?
Can't be talking like that, Tom. Come on, man.
Why? I'm
Crispin will have a field day.
I know he will have a field day, but you've got to remember, I've been there and seen a bit
Yeah,
more than
yeah,
you boys.
yeah.
It's hard work being an England fan.
It is.
10 years.
Poland, maybe. Poland's a good shout.
Poland, yeah, Lewandowski.
Poland, Germany, Northern
Yeah,
Ireland,
but what-
Ukraine.
Poland, other than Lewandowski.
And the other thing is what about sides like Northern Ireland? I know they're not well fancied, but they're going to carry on that feel-good factor of the fact that they were not
Yeah.
fancied to qualify.
At all,
They-
like in the slightest.
They've
they were.
managed it. Like you've got to give them a bit of,
Bit of credit.
bit of credit, and also a bit of, can they carry on this feel-good feeling? I think that's what happened with Leicester, isn't it? This year, they had such a good run towards the end. They stayed up. That gave them
The boost.
the boost, and then Ranieri came in. He's given them a bit more freedom, I think, and they've just gone out there and blown sides away. So
Anyone fancy Belgium? Belgium, good shout.
they always, well,
They
they
always-
always.
they always-
They
I was
got,
going to say they always flattered to deceive, but they were poor at the World Cup. I
they've
thought.
got a good team, but they just
They
don't
have.
seem to gel, do they? To be honest.
Team of individuals.
Yeah.
Portugal.
Portugal.
Other than Ronaldo, come on.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
do struggle. He has to carry that team, doesn't he?
Exactly.
Albania.
I'll be honest, I don't know a great deal about Albania.
Unless the
football.
mafia come round, I don't think they've got a chance.
No.
Steady.
Steady.
They might
So-
be listening now.
Croatia.
Croatia, no, like, Croatia are one of those sides, aren't they?
Decent-ish, aren't
They often produce quality, don't they? So
They got a couple of good centre mids in there, haven't they? Rakitic and Modric, haven't they?
Yeah, definitely. Mandzukic as well up
Mhm.
top. I'm looking Hungary, Iceland, Republic of Ireland.
yeah, Ireland. I'm not entirely sure. Ireland is all a bit kick and rush, isn't it?
Mm. Very
How
much
did-
depends on
How did they do
injuries
in
there.
2000 and the one in Poland?
They went up, Did they qualify for that? They didn't, did they?
Yeah, they did.
Isn't that the one where Henri handballed it?
Or was it? Yeah, it
And
was.
when they were trying to qualify, and therefore they did not qualify.
No, that was before.
Was
that was
it?
2008.
Oh, yeah, you might be right. I can't remember.
There was one where
Spain, Italy, Republic of Ireland, Croatia in that group.
Oh, they had
Um,
Spain and Italy.
So I think, yeah, they went through ahead of those.
Yeah, I'd imagine so.
Yeah. Overall winners for the competition: Spain,
Got to say Germany, haven't you?
Germany.
Spain and Germany are going to be like the favourites, aren't they?
England have got a good chance here.
I'm not ruling out England, but I'm just saying, if we get drawn against, especially Germany,
especially early on as well.
I'm going to raise my hand in the air as high as I can and point out that I'm not going to lay any bets or anything, but I can almost guarantee. I will guarantee England do not win it. There's no chance of England winning it. We've got no hope of winning it.
Have we got a couple of pints on that or something?
Oh,
like
we'll
that?
have a couple of points on it, yeah.
And a Domino's as well.
And a Domino's.
Yeah.
Done.
No,
Yes.
shot. Caden's got the food in there.
With an extra large dip.
I will happily pay for you to have a Domino's and a couple of pints if England win the Euros, mate. I'll be pleased as punch.
Right,
So,
We'll be joining Jamie Vardy and having a party. That's what we'll be doing.
£10 on England tonight. Then. Something else I wanted to touch on, another sort of off-field issue that has been really rife in the press this week and last week, is Chinese football, the Chinese Super League.
Yeah.
What's going on? What is going on?
They're trying to take Dimmy, aren't they?
Yeah.
Take
They got
Payet
money.
away.
Don't take Payet.
They can't
Take
take.
Tree Payet.
They
I
literally
just
can't
don't
take
think
him.
you understand.
Yeah.
I'll have to physically write him a love letter then.
Please don't.
Please don't leave me. I think there's a bit of criticism that comes out which is a bit hypocritical from some of the stuff I've read. Like,
Yeah.
are we sure that like players want to come to England because it's the best league in the world? It's not for the weather, is it?
No.
They're coming for the money, aren't they? Do you know what I mean? Like, and so if they're going to China for the same thing, can we really slag them off? I don't
Not
think
really.
so.
But in terms of because Japan had a bit of a spell doing this, buying up, and that sort of faded. But this doesn't look like it's going to go away. I've had a bit of a look into it, and the businessmen
They've got money,
behind this
haven't they? Yeah,
league
they've got
are
lots of money.
honest, and they are wealthy. They
Yeah.
really are. This
Well,
is
they were snapping up like Drogba and
Anelka back in the
Anelka,
day.
wasn't it? Yeah, I presume that sort of started the whole.
Benjani went. Yakubu went as well. That sort of
Yakubu.
stuff. So
All
we've
the
got
has-beens.
the likes of Alex Teixeira, Jackson Martinez, Ramirez.
Yeah, these
all
are
gone.
players who've still got some left in the tank.
Texiera guy, you have a chance to play European football. It doesn't, it might be at Liverpool, but you're playing European football, and you go to China.
But you say that about him. I think he wanted to go to
Yeah,
Liverpool. I don't think he had much of a choice.
They
To be
didn't
honest.
put enough money in.
Liverpool didn't bid. The
as-
Chinese side
yeah.
outbid them. That's how it works, isn't it?
Yeah. I did think there was something funny about it, but surely a club can't make a player go over to the other side of the world just because they put on a
they
decent
can, but if
price.
they tell you you're subject to availability, they don't want you anymore.
My problem with the whole thing is, I'm going to put you both on the spot here. Elliot, name me a Chinese player who plays in the Chinese Super League. Tom?
I couldn't tell you, mate.
So I think that's the problem. Personally, grassroots isn't there. Academy products aren't there. Players that are good enough
But
to
if
play European football aren't there. And their way of trying to maybe even start the league is by mass recruiting big names, which is fair enough because that's what the MLS did. And now
that's
we've
what
got
the Premier League did back in the early 90s. You'd think, early 90s there were only English players playing in the Premier League,
Did
pretty
it
much,
work?
with a few,
but
like,
there are
foreign
English players
talents.
coming through.
Oh yeah,
coming through.
I appreciate that, but it's still a relatively new sport. I don't think they can be criticised for what they're doing at all. I don't
think
see
it
it's
makes
just
sense.
completely
It
hypocritical
makes sense
to
if
do
they
so.
if they want a national side that's good, then
To
you're
improve
gonna
their league.
have to get
Yeah.
people in stadiums, and then you get kids that are inspired.
Yeah.
Oh, and
and
it's
it
a
goes
tired
on.
cliche, but like footballers play better with better players.
Yeah.
Ramirez has the ability, just like the other 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 lads who've gone over, to start a legacy, and
Yeah.
start Chinese kids
I don't,
playing
think they've,
football.
I don't think they've gone over there. I think they've gone over there to take a load of money, but they could
Yeah.
they could always say that that's what they've gone over. there
20
for.
million before tax, some are earning pounds a year. That's without.
Imagine
Wowzers.
how much chicken chow mein you can get with that.
Lovely.
I'll be swimming in battered pork balls.
What's your favourite Chinese dish, everyone? Bit of an off note.
Are you and your
Special
food? You're
fried rice.
obsessed.
No.
Special fried rice.
What's a special fried rice in your neck of the woods?
Oh, it's dry, by the way. None
Okay.
of this sauce shit.
Oh, right.
all right.
No
None
sauce.
of
Steady.
this. All right.
What?
Edge.
So what's in the special
yeah,
fried rice?
It's got pork, shrimps, peas, chicken.
Leftovers fried rice,
Beef.
then basically, isn't it? That's what it is. They
It
just call it
tastes.
special.
It's a party in my mouth.
It's not in your
I'm not
mouth,
gonna-
is it?
Come on then, Tom.
I like
Beat that.
I like beef and black bean sauce. I'm a bit
I'm going to go even lower. Cantonese sweet and sour chicken
nice
with
nice.
an egg fried rice.
Gonna add that to your bet
We've
on,
covered the Chinese food. I mean,
and we got. The
I'm not sure the
pizza in there
relevance,
as well.
but
Now
I'm
I'm
happy to
hungry.
have done so.
Now I'm hungry.
Yeah, it's shock horror.
Yeah, shock horror. So we are a couple of days away from this weekend's action, Premier League. Sunderland United, Norwich West Ham, Bournemouth Stoke, Chelsea Newcastle, Everton Baggies, Swansea Southampton, Palace Watford, Arsenal Leicester,
Oh, that's where it's at.
Manchester City Tottenham,
Ooh, another one
Villa,
where it's
Liverpool.
at. It's all about Valentine's Day.
It's all about Sunday.
Unlucky women, you're not getting much of a look in.
Say goodbye to your husbands.
You'll see you about 8 o'clock.
You'll have a good morning, and then it just goes downhill.
You might possibly
Actually,
have a decent evening.
Arsenal kick off at 12, so it's going to have to be a quick one. Yeah.
Come on, love. Get the dinner on.
Predictions.
You can't say things like that. Oh, dear.
Predictions. Arsenal Leicester. Biggest game of the season so far?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you want, score or Victor?
Score Victor Moses.
He's a great player, isn't he? I reckon Arsenal.
Arsenal.
2-1.
2-1. 2-1 Arsenal.
I reckon it's going to be a draw.
I think it's going to be a draw. I could say
1-1?
2-all.
Maybe Paul 2-1,
2-all,
possibly.
2-all.
I think if Leicester score 2, though, I think I can see them winning the game.
But if they rolled Man City over last week, and I mean they rolled them over, there was no competition in that game.
That Robert Hoof, I've been really surprised with his sort of regeneration.
Yeah.
I mean, he was never a bad player. He got into the Chelsea squad when he was there.
He's always a
But
bit on and off.
He
though,
always
isn't he?
he always just seemed to drop off
Yeah.
after he left. But he's come back.
He's
and
looked brilliant. Mark Albrighton obviously couldn't even get a game at Villa.
I've
He
had
was
this conversation
always
before
good
as
at
well.
Villa.
What are Villa thinking now? Like,
He was always good.
He was
at Villa.
always all right, hard worker.
I've got a friend who's a Villa fan. I remember
Poor guy.
when Albrighton first came into their squad, and
Yeah.
I messaged him and I said, "What, like, this guy looks like a
He looks all right.
decent talent," and he was like, "Yeah, he agreed with me." And then like a season later, he's off. So
Big game.
Who is he English?
Yeah, he's English. Yeah. Big game at Villa Park as well. They play Liverpool. Pretty good record against Liverpool as well. must be
yeah,
had.
especially recently. Yeah.
Especially in recent years. Obviously, they've got a couple of wins and a draw here and there now. Can they still do it? Villa?
As in beat Liverpool.
No, will survive?
I don't think they can survive.
No.
I think they need to win nearly every game between now and the end of the
They
season.
need to win to make up the difference and then more. They need to make sure that, Swansea could get a result against Southampton. The Baggies could get a result away at Everton, maybe. Bournemouth, Stoke.
As soon as you start, if you need other teams to drop points, as soon as that happens, you've got to be
When it's out of your
pessimistic.
hands wholly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Are the Baggies, just out of question, are they in a dogfight now? Are they in this?
I'm surprised that Palace has slipped down a bit, haven't they?
Yeah,
as
they've
well?
dropped off. But obviously, West Brom were playing against Peterborough last night as well, and just sneaked through on penalties.
Yeah.
Peterborough looked
Tired
brilliant.
legs.
The Baggies are sitting in 14th, 29 points.
So I suppose they're
They're 6 away. 6 away. But could they get dragged into it?
yeah, I think so. There's still plenty of time, isn't there? So
What
Strange
three?
things have happened, haven't they?
Yeah, 3 favourites to go down. Who do you think's going down?
Villa for sure.
Yep.
If you look, I think the bottom 3 as it is. To be honest,
Villa,
Sunderland, Norwich.
Right. Elliot, Newcastle, Swansea, Bournemouth still up there in and around.
I don't know. I think Bournemouth will stay up.
I think
They got a bit of
as well.
tenacity about
Benny
them. I like
Kafobi
them.
looks all right as well.
I
doesn't
just
he?
you just
Jamal
you just
Adams
sort
is
of you
gone.
look at that sort of 6 teams and you just can't argue against the bottom 3 at the moment. How, really, can you?
No, Villa on 16, Sunderland 20, Norwich 23. I think Sunderland,
Sorry, how many points on 17th?
Newcastle 24, Swansea 27, Bournemouth 28. So
that's still 6 points between
yeah,
19th
Yeah.
and
I think
16th.
Villa, I think, are down. Sunderland are down. I think it'll be at the end of the day. I think Norwich, Bournemouth, and West Brom. I think Newcastle, Swansea will be all right. To be honest,
Yeah.
I think Newcastle have spent enough. And
So you
Well,
think
it seems to be on a bit of date.
So who do you? What's your bottom 3 then?
Villa, Sunderland, Bournemouth.
Okay. You're not fancying Bournemouth at all, are
No.
you?
Oh,
I felt sorry for him when Callum Wilson got injured. I thought he could have probably even got in the England team if he carried on playing how well
Yeah,
he
he was
was.
playing really well.
He was playing
wasn't he?
really well. People have sort of forgotten that as well.
He's a good player to get a hat trick against West Ham.
Yeah. Sorry, mate.
It's all right.
Sozo.
Sorry.
At least you're in the Premier League.
Can't argue against that. It's
All right.
a universal thing.
Steady on.
Right, so
No handbags in here.
I'm going to cut it off there.
Yeah, you are. We're done, are we?
Oh.
I've had enough of you this week.
Yeah, that seems fair.
Absolutely.
This potty mouth.
I'll never see you. I'll mute your mic in the future. Because I've got the power.
I got the power.
Right,
Sorry, that was probably
I
unnecessary.
was going to say, the voice.
Back of the net.
In off the red.
Oh, before we finish, there's a bit of a love affinity with a certain young man from Suffolk, isn't there, going on between you two?
Do you mean? I think you mean Norfolk.
Norfolk,
Do you want to
Norfolk.
generally offend
Norfolk.
people? Yeah, unfortunately, there's
I
just
meant Norfolk.
there's an Alan Partridge Appreciation Society going
Yeah.
on between the two of us.
Man.
I've loved him for years and years and years. I've loved him for longer than you.
Back of the net.
Jurassic Park.
Jurassic Spice World. All right, that's enough. Cut it. Cut it now.
All right, on a very Alan Partridge-based note, it's great banter, and we'll see you next week.
It really is.
Cheers, guys.
ya.
Thanks for listening.